Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this day 3 of Lean Six Sigma Green Belt Certification Hackathon. Okay, so yeah, let me check if we can. Okay, let me do. Okay, super. Now you can send your chat. And good evening once again. And today is day 3, so let's start with our 86-14 rule, which is the recovery process, right? So let's recover whatever we have studied yesterday. Okay. Exam day. Okay. So, when it comes to examination day, uh, we still have, I've seen, we still have this kind of a jittery feeling, those students wala feeling. Okay. How many of you have that butterfly in the stomach right now? If you are going to attend the exam today, just type me in the chat box. Be very honest. Be very brutally honest today. Okay, yeah, a lot of people have these butterflies. Huh? Very good. See, the people who have completed their green belt certification course, okay, and have gone through this, the hackathon, those are the people who should be basically attending the examination. Okay. Rest of the people should attend the examination whenever they are ready, whenever they have gone through the complete cycle. Okay. Don't hurry. Don't rush. All right. Fantastic. Chalo, let's start with our recap. Okay, what did we cover yesterday? Type in the chat box. Random topics. You can mention those random topics here. Type in the chat box. What have we covered yesterday? So today is going to be equally exciting day like yesterday. Okay, fantastic. So it was operational definition. Yes, then MSA. Yeah, you can write in short as well. Ops definition or MSA so that we can cover. So yes, operational definition we have seen. Then we have seen MSA. What else? Yes, then we collected the data. Yes, in MSA also there are two types we have seen, correct? Gauge R&R and AAA. When we have the continuous data, we use gauge R and R. When we have the discrete data, we go for AAA, attribute agreement analysis. And there is a guideline of AIAG, which is Automotive Industry Action Group, because this is mandatorily used in the automotive sector. Other industries also are using this, but for automotive, it is mandatory. All right. That's why AIAG is a global body which governs all these standards, etc. So according to them, we have 10 samples, 3 appraisals, 3 trials wala rule, which gives us the 90 data points. Okay. Yes. Fantastic. So then we have the GRR score. See, if it is below 10% variation, it is the best. If it is between 10 to 30%, then we can still needs improvement. And above 30%, we reject the scale, right? So we have to recalibrate, maybe change the scale, or maybe retrain the people. So all these, actions we have to take. Fantastic. After that, what we have done, we collected the data, and yes, we have done histogram, control chart. In the control chart, we have seen special cause variation and common cause variation. Do you remember that? Common cause variation are the variation which are within the control limits. Special cause variations are beyond control limits, correct? So any data point goes beyond control limit, it's called a special cause variation. I gave you example of, your car getting stuck in an accident, or car broke down, or whatever. Is a special cause. But every day you come 5 to 10 minutes early or late, that is a common cause variation. And Six Sigma is used to reduce common cause variation. Special cause variation, you can easily identify and easily work upon that by using your simple logic. But to basically reduce common cause variation requires a lot of efforts. Okay. Yes. Then after that, so histogram, then we have seen SNC. If you remember SNC, correct? What is SNC? Stability, normality, and capability. So stability is nothing but a control chart. Normality is nothing but Anderson-Darling normality test. And then process capability. Do you remember? So in Anderson-Darling normality test, if the p-value is greater than 0.05, then the data is said to be a normal distribution. Correct? You remember that? Fantastic. After that, what we have seen? Then the p-value, exactly. Yeah, p-value. So, and then we have seen the capability. In the capability analysis, we decided, meaning we took the specification limits, lower and upper specification limit. And in that specification limit, how much our process, how well our process is performing. Okay. So then we have, see that. And then we have seen the Z value as well, the Z score, correct? USL minus X bar divided by standard deviation. Correct? So that was the process capability. So whatever Z score, that is our, the Z value, which is our process capability value. Then we entered into the analysis phase. In that, we have seen two approaches. One is called the lean approach, which is a process door approach, and a Six Sigma approach, which is a data door approach. Correct? So in the process door approach, we have seen, the tools like we cover tools like value stream mapping, process mapping, VA/NV analysis. Some of them we are going to cover today. And then Teamwood, right? And in the data door approach, we have Fishbone, root cause analysis. Then the validation of the root causes via hypothesis and regression. Correct? In hypothesis, what we have covered? What is hypothesis? Yes, if you have taken the notes, please. Yeah, hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis testing? What does it mean? Hypothesis statement of assumption. There are two types of hypothesis: null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So, null says both are equal, there is no difference, and alternate says there is a statistical significant difference. Okay. Then we collect the data, then we put the data in the Minitab software. Software gives us the p-value. P-value is a probability value. If you remember, I gave you that analogy of overlapping graphs, correct? So that overlapping area is a p-value. So more the p-value, more the overlap. That means statistical difference is not significant. If the overlapping area is very low, less than 5%, that means, the statistical difference is significant. And we have the rhyming, which is P low, null go. Correct? So P low, null go, everybody remember? So just collect the data, p-value, collect the p-value, and accordingly you decide what is your conclusion about the testing. Now, mathematically, there is a difference in the averages, but is it statistically significant for the population? So, hypothesis testing is a inferential statistics because we are inferring about the population. Are you clear with this point, guys? Are you clear with this point? Just type yes in the chat box if you are. Okay. Descriptive meaning with the sample. So in the sample, we can see the difference, actual difference in the means. But is this difference statistically significant for the population in the future? That is what we are basically predicting in hypothesis testing. Are you clear with this point? Just type yes in the chat box if you are. Because this is the most important point. And a lot of people get confused that there is a difference we can easily see. Okay, then why are we checking the hypothesis? Why are we doing this hypothesis testing and p-value and blah, blah, blah? Then the reason is because we are predicting about a population in hypothesis testing and not about the sample. Are you understanding that? This is the most important difference. That's what we say. That is statistically significant difference in the population. Okay, clear? Very good. Then after that, we have seen regression. Correct? So we have seen correlation and regression. Correlation is establishing relationship between X and Y. X is the input, Y is the output, right? And what is regression? Regression is predicting the value of X with respect to value of Y or vice versa. Correct? Predicting the value of X or value of Y on the basis of regression equation. Correct? So there are three types of correlation we have seen: positive correlation, negative correlation, and no correlation. These are the three fundamental basic correlations we have seen. So we have taken some examples yesterday on Minitab as well. Clear, everybody? Do you remember everything now? Just give me yes in the chat box. I'm so sorry. Okay. So let's move on to the next part. So after we have validated the root causes, okay, and yeah. So once we are found out the causes, root causes, and validated with hypothesis and regression, then we move to the next one, which is our improve phase. Okay, so I'm just going to touch upon important parts of improve phase today. Improve phase, the main objective of improve phase is to find out the solution, okay, shortlist the solutions, and then implement the solution. This is the main objective of improve phase. Okay, what is that? Find out the solutions, the ideas basically, then shortlist those ideas, and after that you basically implement it by using the action plan. Okay, this is what basically we do in the improve phase. So yeah, so improve phase, what we do is create. So we are going to talk about the lean process, generate solution, evaluate the solution, piloting, and action plan. This is what basically the roadmap of the improve phase. Okay. So lean, so if you remember the lean door approach and the Six Sigma door approach, which is the process door and the data door. So in the lean, now lean tools are used basically to reduce inventory, reduce the cycle times, okay, change your times. All this stuff is basically lean tools are used. So some of the basically principles we are going to use is setup time reduction. Okay. See, all these things are already covered, okay, in your curriculum. So setup time reduction is called as SMED technique, elimination of non-value added, cellular processing, controlling the WIP. So this is the, the Little's law, which we are going to discuss. Pull system, push system, the housekeeping, which is 5S, and reduce the complexity, make it simple, and some technological improvement, which is automation, something like stuff like that. Okay. So these are certain tools we use in the lean point of view. So let's cover some of them right now. Okay. So the first one let's cover as setup time reduction. Now, what is setup time? First of all, let's try to understand. Setup time meaning earlier this was basically originated from from Toyota. The biggest challenge to all the automotive sector is changing the dies. Okay, let me just give you a simple analogy for the non-technical people. Let's say this is your car. Okay, imagine this is your car. All right. So now let's say this is the car, and now so we have the front door and the back door. I've just drawn a very old-fashioned car so that you can correlate with this. Okay, so we have this portion made up with a different shape, this portion made up with a different shape, this portion made up with a different shape, this portion made up with a different shape. Okay, bonnet and the top of this. Okay, so all these different parts, body parts of the automobile are basically what you can say, they use a die. What is that? The equipment is die. What is die? It's very simple. Let me give you a simple, and let's say this is the plate. Okay. And I want to make this kind of, this kind of a shape. Okay. This kind of a top of the roof shape. So a die will be there like this. A die will be there like this. I'm just giving a very basic idea. Okay. And this is a simple metal plate, which you want to convert into a die. Now, what will happen is there would be, mold, exactly. Mold or the die, exactly. Okay. So they used to use a very high pressure, let's say hydraulic ram. Okay. With very high pressure, this ram with this kind of a shape, maybe. This will press this plate inside. So this is this die shape. And then you will get, so this will press this plate inside this, and this plate will take this shape. And this can be used for the top of the roof of the vehicle. Okay, just a simple thing. It will come from the top, and this simple plate will take that shape and come down. Okay, very simple analogy you can just understand. And this is easy for the non-technical. Now, what happens is, now this is this die mechanism, what I'm talking about. Now I want to go for the front doors. Okay, from the top roof, I want to go for the front door. And this was the biggest headache for the automotive companies earlier. Okay, so changing this used to take sometimes between 8 hours to 48 hours. You will not believe this. It was according to the technology, according to the size, according to the manpower resources. They used to take 8 hours to 48 hours to change one die. And in that automotive, they used to change the dies frequently. Are you understanding this? So this was the biggest challenge. So Shigo Shingo was given in Toyota company. Shigo Shingo, who is father of all these improvement methodologies like SMED technique, the setup time reduction, took this baton in his hand, took the challenge, and he reduced from 8 hours, he reduced to less than 10 minutes. Okay, and this technique is called as setup time reduction, or SMED, single minute exchange of die. Single minute exchange of die. That means below 10 minutes. So in one digit, which is 9 minutes or 8 minutes, you can completely change over this die. And this technique is called as setup time reduction. Okay, have you got the broader perspective of this? Just type yes in the chat box. I've just made it so simple. It is a little complex than this, but just for understanding of all the other non-technical people, maybe engineers can easily understand this, but there are a lot of non-technical people as well in the room. So for them, okay, clear hai? So now let me give you a very simple example of our kitchen. So this is how the setup time reduction is basically happening. Setup time is between the two products. Okay, that's what I said. The rooftop is, let's say, a one product, and then a front door is another product. So you want to take a changeover in that particular machine. So you have to make certain adjustment in that machine. Let's take a simple example of apple juice and orange juice. Okay, and you have a mixer grinder. So you have the mixer grinder, let's say like this, and consider this as the mixer grinder, okay? And this is the knob of that. Now you are making the apple juice, right? So A for apple here. So the first part you are making apple juice, and now B is the thing, but let's say orange juice, let's say, for example. Okay. Now between these two transitions, what are generally the steps which are taken? First, we prepare for the next product. Then we set up. Then we make certain adjustment in the knobs, the settings, the cutter setting, etc. And before we start the full-fledged production, we do certain test. Okay, this entire thing consumes a lot of time. So generally, preparation consumes 25%, setup consumes 5%, adjustment 20%, and test run 50%. This is what they did it first time. Okay, they just calculated it. Okay, now what those people did, they did a method which is called, they segregated these 4 steps into internal and external. Just try to understand. I for internal and E for external. Just remember this. Now, I meaning internal, meaning the step, the activity which can only be performed when the machine is shut down, when the machine is closed, when the machine is off. Are you clear? Internal activity is the activity which can only be performed when the machine is closed down. Now, understand this. Now we are already running the apple juice. Now the preparation meaning, now we have to prepare for the orange juice. Okay, just understand the scenario. Now in the orange juice preparation, what needs to be done? Type in the chat box. Just give me 2-3 activities you will be doing to prepare the orange juice. Pre-preparation. Okay, जूस बनाने से पहले हमें क्या प्रिपरेशन करना पड़ेगा? टाइप इन चैट बॉक्स to make the orange juice. What needs to be done? Type in the chat box quickly. Everybody. Very good. So we have to purchase oranges, peel off the oranges. Very good. What else? Yeah. So peel off the oranges, prepare the oranges, knife leke aana hai. Very good, fantastic. So resources we have to take. Now tell me, imagine, okay. So yeah, so we have already only one juicer mixer we have, and इसमें already apple juice बन रहा है. Apple juice का काम चालू है यहाँ पे. Okay. Now tell me, for this preparation, do you have to shut down this apple juice machine? Type yes or no in the chat box. Do you have to shut down this apple juice machine? ऑरेंज को खरीदने के लिए, पील ऑफ करने के लिए, उसको क्लीन करने के लिए आपको बंद करना पड़ेगा मशीन को? नहीं, मशीन कैन बी रनिंग and you can do it parallelly, right? So it's a parallel activity. Are you understanding this? Correct? So this is called as external activity. Are you understanding? External activity is activity which you can do when the machine is on. So the first one, so preparation is an external activity. Understand this? Okay. Then comes the setup. What is setup? Let's say apple and oranges. Imagine the blade setting will be different. So you have to remove the blade of that mixer juicer and put another blade over there. Now for this activity, you have to shut down the machine. So this becomes the internal activity. Are you understanding? You cannot change the blade of the mixer juicer when the machine is running. Correct? It will be unsafe. So you have to close the shut down the machine, and then you have to set up, right? Then adjustment meaning actually alignment of the blade properly, the knob, etc. This also is internal activity. We cannot do it without this. Okay. Then come the test run. Now, lot of companies, before they start the full-fledged production, okay, whenever they are making the changeovers, first they take a trial run and they wait for the quality results to come, the quality checking results to come. Okay, whether all the parameters are within the specification limit. Once the quality parameters give the go ahead, then only they start their full-fledged production. Are you clear? Yes. And this consumes a lot of time. Now, what happens is the test run, they run the product for some time. It means they will make a small 1 glass of orange juice. They will test whether the test is proper, it is properly mashed up, everything, and then they will do this. So this takes generally for 50%. But this is an external activity because you don't have to basically stop the machine and do this. So what is happening here? Let's try to understand this. If you see this, what they have done this is preparation. So this is the what I can say, the bifurcation of this. So what they did, preparation, they start doing when this product is on. Are you understanding? When the apple juice is being made, they are preparing their resources, knife, peeling off the oranges, taking down the seeds, etc., cleaning them. So all these things, they are doing it when the apple juice is being made. So preparation is eliminated from this. Clear? So 25% eliminated. Setup time, as of now, they are keeping as it is. Adjustment. Now, this is very, very interesting. So, lot of times in the machine, they are making certain settings so that the adjustments need not to be done. Okay. So, the alignment, etc., need not to be done. So, there are some jigs and fixtures and some positions which can be fixed. Okay. Once that is done, then adjustment can be eliminated completely. So, preparation eliminated, adjustment eliminated, and a test run. What is test run? Now, let's say in the past, if you have already run the orange juice, okay, so which was actually according to the specification limit, okay. So if you have done that, then whatever setting you have done in the process, if you standardize that process, standardization, okay, if you standardize those setting absolutely and run that setting only, which was the best product setting, you may not be hitting the target, but you will come in between the specification limit. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? if you exactly copy and paste your best run setting and run the setting, then you may not hit the target exactly in the same, first go itself, but you can be within the specification limit. Everybody understood this? So by standardizing, you can eliminate the test run as well. Okay. So what they have done, out of this 100%, only setup time of 5% is remaining. And that too, that 5% setup time also with the help of time and motion study. How many of you have heard about time and motion study? Time and motion study कितने लोगों ने सीखा है, देखा है, पढ़ा है? Just type me in the chat box. Have you heard about time and motion study? Okay, very good. Fantastic. Super. So with the help of time and motion study or cycle time reduction, these techniques, okay, so these techniques will help them to reduce the setup time as well. So from 5%, they can bring it to 2.5 or maybe 2%. So from 100% reducing it to 2%, this is a technique they are using, and this is called a setup time reduction technique. This is called SMED technique. Are you understanding this? Fundamentally, have you understood? I've just simplified this so that even a very simple common person also understands. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. This is the actual original essence of SMED technique. So this entire process can be seen as externalization. Okay. So maximum internal processes are externalized and then automated. Okay. And then standardized as well. Okay. So with this technique, they have reduced their, huge time of changeover time into single minute digit. Okay. That's what it's called. Single minute exchange of die, SMED. Super, super. Chalo. So this is all explained here in your curriculum. You can just, go there and check that out. Okay. Now then, elimination of non-value added, NVA. Okay. See, there are three types of activities basically. One is called value added. Second is called business value added. Third is called non-value added. Okay. Value added meaning, let's say, for example, let's say for the bank account opening process, account opening is a value added process. Clear? Okay. Now business value added is a maker checker concept. For example, a check has to be processed. Then the check will be, the first accountant will, make the check, process the check. There will be a senior person who will basically validate or check all the details are being filled properly or not. Okay. So it's called maker checker concept. Now, this is not important for the customer, but this is important for the business point of view. That's why it's called business value added. Okay. And non-value added, we all know Teamwood, right? Transportation, inventory, motion, all the 7 types of waste are called as non-value added. The downtime, correct? So all these are non-value added aspects, right? So in your company, give me example. Okay. Or let me ask you one question. Lean Six Sigma training, okay, to your employee, to your company's employees, will be value added, business value added, or non-value added? Just type in the chat box. If we give Lean Six Sigma training to your company's employees, will it be VA, BVA, or NVA? Type in the chat box. Now, value added is something where customer pays for it. Understand this. Value added is something where customer pays for it. That is the distinction between VA and BVA. Now you decide. Everybody. Okay, value and business value added both. Acha. Okay, it can be one only. VA, BVA. Yeah, few people are saying VA, few people are saying BVA. Okay. So actually the training of the employees will come in the business value added, because customer will never pay for your training, learning and development. Are you understanding? So this comes in your learning and development, which is a business value added activity and not the value added activity, correct? Because it's not directly impacting the customer. Yes, customer will get impacted indirectly, but not directly. See, it's very simple. Ask the question that will customer pay for my training? आपने अगर ट्रेनिंग का बिल भेज दिया कस्टमर को, कस्टमर मेक द पेमेंट फॉर दिस? द आंसर इज नो. But will will your HR manager, will your learning and development manager pay the bill for your training? The answer is yes. So business will pay. So it's a business value added because they know the potential, they know the advantage of giving, so that those trained people can solve lot of process level problems for their company. Okay, that's the advantage. Now, let me ask another question. Let's say maintenance of the machine. Is it value added, business value added, or non-value added? Type in the chat box, everybody. Maintenance of machine, the oiling, greasing, vibration checking, it requires the cost, right? Is it value added or business value added? Type in the chat box. Super. It is business value added. Understand this. Now, oiling of the machine, maintenance of the machine, customer will customer pay for it? No. Your business pay for it? Yes. Business meaning your company. Understand this. Okay. So who pays for it will decide value added, non-value added, business value. Now, non-value added के लिए कोई भी pay नहीं करेगा. Understanding? Okay. Let's say, for example, excessive transportation, which is a waste, right? So customer right now is paying, but customer is paying extra. Understand this. And this is what is a non-value added comes into picture. Clear? So VA, NVA, and BVA. So what we do here is we make a process map like this, and then we color the processes like, is it value added? Is it non-value added? Is it business value added? Okay. So red ones are, non-value added. And then we try to eliminate or reduce it. We may not be able to eliminate or reduce 100% of them, but whatever we can, okay, we have to reduce it. So this is a very important exercise. Map the process map, okay? And then each and every process step, ask the question, is it value added? Is it business value added, or is it non-value added? Okay, target the non-value added first. Okay, and you can target whichever process step. You can always try to reduce the cycle time of it. Cycle time meaning the time to process one unit. Okay, that is called cycle time. So you can always target, whether it is a value added or whether it is business value added, you can always try to reduce and squeeze the timeline to, because lesser the time, okay, lesser the time, lesser the lead time ultimately. Okay, turnover time. Yeah, turnover time is the entire time for order to delivery, right? So you can say that. So you map this entire process, or you can go to each and every process steps in a huge organization. Turnaround time will be a huge, activity. So you can go a little deeper into each and every activity level and do this exercise. VA and V analysis, very, very powerful stuff. You can find out so many non-value added activities which can be eliminated. Okay. Yes. So can you give me, everybody, can you just give me one VA, BVA and NVA activity in your company? Chalo, ek example de do, type in the chat box so that we can understand. I will read out so that we can learn from each other. One VA activity, value added activity you're doing. One, just write in a very short. Okay, so that just type VA, उसके सामने एक एक्टिविटी लिखो, BVA, इसके सामने एक एक्टिविटी, NVA, उसके सामने एक एक्टिविटी लिखो. चलो. Yeah, IMS auditor training is a BVA. Fantastic. Yes, absolutely right. It's a skill building. It's a business value add activity. Absolutely right. What else? Give me VA example. Give me non-value added example as well. Okay, so that you will get that lens, and you can identify the activities which are basically, falling in these three categories. Okay. Once this lens is developed, then eliminating becomes very easy, but identification is very difficult. Understand this. Eliminating non-value added is easier than identifying non-value added. And this is a very important stuff. Okay. Providing good quality finishing paint is a value added. Fantastic. That's what the customer is paying for, right? A good quality finishing paint. Okay, if you are a paint manufacturer, then this is what customer is basically paying for. Okay. BIS. Okay. Value added is BIS. Introduction to LIMS is value added. Okay. So according to your industry, those will be value added. Internal audits are business value added. Yes. Very good. Value added is machining. Business value added is loading, unloading job. Okay. Very good. Non-value added is transportation from one machine to another. Very nice. Very nice. Super. Now, especially now, this is if you go deeper, if the distance between the two machines are excessively high, this is unnecessary transportation time. Okay, and that is not non-value added activity. Clear? Very good, fantastic. So, are you clear about VA, NVA, BVA? Just give me yes in the chat box. Do this exercise, you can eliminate a lot of unwanted stuff. Okay, just give me yes. Super, super. All right. Now let's talk about a very important concept about inventory. And there is a law called Little's law. Okay. Now, Professor Little is, he is, he was professor from MIT. Okay. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, US. So according to him, the lead time, the overall lead time, see, whenever we talk about the lean tools, okay, we talk about the time element, change over time, cycle time, lead time. All these things come into the time element comes into picture, inventory element comes into picture. Okay. So, according to him, the lead time is directly proportionate to WIP and inversely proportionate to average completion rate. I'll give you a simple example to understand. Very simple example. This is the analogy example. So you can just understand this concept. Okay. Little's law. Now, imagine you are going for a ATM. Okay. Let's imagine this is a ATM machine and you go to withdraw some cash. Okay. So this is ATM. Okay. Automated teller machine. So there are already 5 people standing in the queue. And you are the 6th person. So I've just drawn you a little bigger. So you are 6th person, already 5 people. Now, every person takes 5 minutes to dispense the cash. So ATM machine takes 5 minutes to dispense the cash. Okay. So tell me, what is your total lead time of this entire process? In this current situation, what is your current total lead time? Total lead time. Think about it. There are 5 people in the queue right now. Everybody takes 5 minutes because ATM machine dispenses cash after 5 minutes. Very good. The total lead time will be 30 minutes, out of which 25 minutes will be non-value added. It's a waiting, right? Team would make W for waiting. So you have to wait for 25 minutes and 5 minutes will be value added for you. Yes or no? The total will be 30 minutes. Everybody with me? Just type yes in the chat box. Very simple example. So imagine this is your WIP, work in progress. When you will come, this is your work in progress. Work in WIP, work in progress. People are basically. So 25 minutes your waiting time, non-value added, adds no value to you. Correct? Now, so let's work around this first point, which is amount of WIP. Now let's reduce the WIP. According to Little's law, the lead time, which is in this case, it is 30 minutes. Correct? Okay, so lead time was 30 minutes. Let's reduce the WIP now. Now, instead of 5 people in the queue, now there are only 3 people. So let me remove this. Only 2 people in the queue. Okay. So let me reduce the WIP from 5 to 2. Now tell me what will be the lead time for you. Type in the chat box. Exactly. It will be 15 minutes because 10 minutes non-value added, which is waiting, and 5 minutes for your own processing, right? So 15 minutes. So just by reducing WIP, we have reduced the lead time from 30 minutes to 15 minutes. Are you clear? Yahan tak everybody with me, just type yes in the chat box. Everybody understood? So WIP earlier was 5. Now we have reduced to 2 so that we are reducing it faster. Correct, no? So it's like this. If you are going for a let's say a loan processing, okay, for the in a bank, and that person is having already 10 files, and your file is 11th one, correct? So you have to wait for those 10 files, right? For your files turn to come. Okay, so that is a waiting time. Now imagine instead of 10 files, he has only 2 files or 3 files. So according to WIP, your waiting time will reduce and your lead time will reduce. Okay. Now coming back to this denominator part, which is average completion rate. Okay. Now 5 minutes dispensing, instead of 5 minutes, if we increase the speed of the machine, okay, if we increase the speed of the machine, what will happen then? Let's say instead of 5 minutes, the machine start dispensing in 2 minutes. That's what the completion rate is. Okay. So in 2 minutes. Now in this case, what will happen to the lead time? If you have 2 people in the queue and you require only 2 minutes to dispense the cash, how much will be the lead time? Type in the chat box. Exactly. So now you require only 6 minutes to dispense the cash, out of which 4 minutes will be waiting time, which is non-value added, and 2 minutes for the dispensing. Okay. So from 30 minutes to 6 minutes, we worked only on 2 elements. One is the WIP, and other is the completion rate. So we have fastered the completion rate so that the lead time from 30 minutes to 6 minutes can be reduced. Are you clear? So you also can think about how I can reduce my WIP and how can I work on the faster completion rate. Clear, everybody? This is called as Little's Law. Just type yes in the chat box if you have understood this basic fundamental principle. Very powerful laws, guys. These are very simple. See, SMED, VA, NVA, Teamwood, this, these are very, very simple, but equally powerful laws. And I'm giving you very simple mundane examples of ATM machines and the juicer, mixer, etc., so that you can correlate with this very easily. All right. Super. Thank you very much. Now, how many of you are aware of 5S? 5S kisko pata hai? So all this is explained in the sequencing manner. Yeah, workflow layout. Yeah, before 5S, now there is a small topic of workflow layout also is included in your curriculum. So workflow layout is basically, yeah, I'll come to 5S. Just let me touch upon this topic as well quickly. Workflow layout also plays a very important role. Okay, whether it is a bank, whether it is a BPO, whether it is a manufacturing company. Okay, the workflow, how the work is flowing on the shop floor, on the Gemba basically. Okay, where the action is happening, which makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now this is called the screen, what I'm displaying, this is called as a spaghetti diagram. Spaghetti. Now spaghetti is a Italian word which means noodle. Okay, हम लोग मैगी नूडल खाते हैं ना, मैगी नूडल. Similarly, spaghetti is one of the technique in which what we do is we just take one what I can say, one file or one product, and we go through this entire flow of the product on the shop floor. As the product goes through pillar to post, okay, we also draw this diagram pillar to post and check how much distance, how much time, how many resources it is consuming. All right. Once we have this data, then we just decide that do we have to go, then we start questioning, can we improve this flow? Can we make it better? Okay, because what happens is a lot of times organization, as the organization grows, okay, they do not take this layout part into consideration. So layout part is very, very weak. Okay, that's why people have to travel excessive. That's why the waste of motion. Okay, in the Teamwood, there is called waste of transportation, which is the material transportation, and waste of motion, which is about the people. Okay, both are important. Okay, so transportation of the material as well as the waste of the motion of the people, both are, can be impacted because of the poor layout design of your office or your factory, of your workplace. All right. So then once we do this, we come to know about the, the gap, and then we can improvise. One of the way of doing this is cellular processing or a U-shaped layout, where the process starts from here and then it goes in the U shape and goes out. Okay. In this case, a lot of organizations in Japan and in other countries, Korea, etc., they have used successfully this cellular layout where only one person, one or two people can manage multiple operations because of this setup. Okay. And this is designed such that, okay, the amount of waiting time is minimum, and amount of, what you can say, motion waste, transportation waste is minimum. All right. So this is something called cellular processing. One of the bank example I would like to give in this work cell processing. Okay. In this, one of the bank, it's a live example basically, and we were consulting that bank, and that bank had a backup, the backend processes. Okay. And there was a loan processing department. And now in the loan processing department, there were multiple story building was there. So one process was happening in, let's say, second floor. Another process was the third floor. Other process was the seventh floor. Okay. So what we did, we asked all those process team member to sit in one location, one physical location. Okay. Now this is, I'm talking about 10 years ago. Now the technology has improved. A lot of things have changed, but see the fundamental, guys. Okay. Instead of people carrying the physical application forms to multiple floors, and then they have to wait for each and every location. Now all the three people sitting together, and they are using this cellular layout and processing this loan faster. So earlier they used to take 7 days to respond to the client, and now they are doing in the 24 hours time as well. Okay. Whether your loan will be passed or whether your file will be rejected, at least what is the deviation in the file, that can be displayed within 24 hours. Okay. So this is a huge achievement with this very simple technique, simple but very powerful technique of cellular processing design. Okay. Clear, everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Very, very powerful. You also can, in your process, can, identify what is the excessive, what you can say, travel we are doing. Okay. And this can be done for a bank, for a BPO, for a manufacturing company, whichever company. And you can reduce as much as unwanted motion weights, etc. Okay. Now coming back to 5S. So 5S is a Japanese technique. Actually, originally it was meant for housekeeping, but as it basically grows, the advantages can be found not only in housekeeping, but in the quality, but in the safety, but in the performance, but in the morale, motivation, everywhere. Okay. Let me ask you a very simple question. Have you realized, have you observed one thing? When you are sitting in a clean environment, okay, your thinking also gets impacted because of it. And when you are sitting in a messy environment, all stuff is here and there. Okay, files are there, stuff is there on the table. All is shabby. In that, your thought process also is cluttered, and you are not able to think clearly. Have you experienced such kind of scenario? Just type yes in the chat box if you have. Yes. Have you? And there's a deeper philosophy involved. There's a deeper reasoning involved over here. See, if you want to think clearly, first clean your surrounding environment, because it's a reflection of your own self, right? Whatever clutter inside, it is showcased in the outside clutter. So, and it's a vice versa as well. So if you can basically change the environment around you, then you can change your inner environment as well. Okay, try this out. And this is a deeper philosophy of 5S. So in 5S, what we do is, first we sort whatever is needed, whatever is not needed. That's the first thing. Okay. So sorting, setting order, shine, standardize, and sustain. These are the 5 stages in which this 5S is basically. How many of you are practicing 5S in your company? Just type me in the chat box. How many of you are practicing right now? Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are practicing. Oh, very nice. Super, super. Amazing, amazing. Super. So actually on the Saturdays, no, I would like one or two people, okay, one or two you people, you can take up the 5S session for our team members. Okay, I hope you guys are aware about the Train the Trainer program. So every Saturday we connect on 7 to 8 p.m. All right, and basically we share these practices, okay, or share these tools of Lean Six Sigma to the other people. So there are advantages like your communication, your training skills also get sharpened. All right, and you get the audience to communicate, and then we suggest you to for some improvisation suggestions as well. Okay, so I would suggest you guys, the people who are following 5S, coming Saturday, which is on what is the date, on 8th, okay, 8th of March. Okay, somebody of you should take up 5S as a subject and just speak on the 5S for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, who will do this? Just type me in the chat box. Who will take this initiative? Okay, you can use our own PPT as well, our own this PPT which I'm showing you. Okay, that also can be showcased, or you can just speak about 5S extempore. Okay, or if you have certain presentation of your company, okay, without showcasing certain details, you can process that. Okay, so whoever is ready, you can just give your details to our mentor's number. All right, and we will set up the timing duration. Okay, so 7 to 8 is the time allocated for the trainer. If you can give the entries earlier, that will be better. All right, super. Chalo, so the first is sorting. Everybody knows this. Sorting is what is required, what is not required. And I always say this, 5S, for 5S, our kitchen, our home kitchen, our residential kitchen is a fantastic example of natural 5S. Okay, our housewives or the people working in our kitchen, they are not aware that this is also a technique called 5S, but we are naturally doing this. Whatever is wanted is kept very close to the to the gas, or the where the work is happening. The utensils and this stuff which are not used, let's say something is used once in a week, that will be kept a little aside. There'll be bigger utensils, okay, which are used for some festivals or some occasion, bigger occasions. Okay, so those are kept a little farther from the gas or stuff. Okay, so these are all actually we are doing the 5S unknowingly, right? So sorting is nothing but sorting wanted and unwanted separately, right? Then set in order, which is also called as PEEP principle, PEEP, place for everything and everything in place. PEEP, place for everything and everything in place. So we keep it in their own, reason. Okay. Yes, Pankaj ji, you'll get the recorded version of each and every class which is happening live. Okay, you will find a recorded version of that. Yes, in the master class archive, you will find that. Okay, super. Now, place for everything and everything in place, which is now you will, whatever is required, you will put it in the right slot, right order, so that retrieval can become easier. Okay. Now, how many of you are internal auditors here? Just type me in the chat box. कितने लोग हैं internal auditor यहाँ पे? How many of you are internal auditors? Okay, yeah, a lot of people are there. Huh? Super. Now, for as an internal auditor, let's say if you ask a document or a record while doing the audit, let's say if you ask a record, now if they take more time to retrieve that record from the system, that means setting in order is not properly done. Are you clear? If they have put the documents, records, all the details in, in a proper place, retrieval is one, what you can say, quick indicator. The retrieval time, how much time they are taking to retrieve that will basically define how set in order is, done properly. Okay. Then the shine. Actually, a lot of people consider shine as just a mere housekeeping activity, but shine does not mean only housekeeping, but cleanliness. Okay. And I always give example of, when we clean our own automobile, okay, or our own car, we are not only cleaning the car, we are also inspecting the car. We are inspecting whether there are any scratches and scars. Okay, whether our wipers, the blades of the wipers are proper, are they required to be changed? We also check the oil level and the water levels, etc. We also check the tire pressures. So actually, the inspection is also parallelly happening. If you're doing this in the factory, you are inspecting the machine. While cleaning, you are inspecting whether there is any oil leakage. Okay, whether there is any part of the machine which is a little hot than the other part, or a little noise, or uh, the air leakage. Okay, so all these things you can identify when you are basically cleaning that equipment. Okay, so you're not only cleaning, you are actually doing a maintenance stuff as well. It's a proactive maintenance. Okay, then comes standardization, making it habitual, make it as a procedure and a practice, which is very, very important, right? So establish the procedure, who will do what, roles and responsibilities, correct? And make it completely standardized. And then the last one is called sustain. Sustain involves training to maintain, audit whether people are following this properly or not. Okay, so there is something called layered audit system. What is layered audit system? Let's say, imagine there's a machine. All right, so what is expected? The person who is operating the machine, who will audit the machine every day. Okay, so this is called layered audit. Okay, second meaning, the supervisor of that machine will inspect or audit the machine for 5S every week, once in a week. Then the manager of the department will do it once in a month. Then head of the department will do it once in a quarter, like that. Okay, so there are levels, and according to the levels, you can define, what is the auditing frequency. Or this is called a layered audit system. So that also you can put, and this is called to make sure that this entire system functions in the right direction. Any course correction required, any training required, that can be taken care of. Okay, so this is called a 5S mechanism, and this is the stuff, earlier, before 5S and after 5S, a huge change can be seen. Okay, so it reduces a lot of hidden wastages, and a lot of improvement opportunities can be found out over there. Super. Now let's talk about Poka-yoke. Poka-yoke is mistake proofing. Mistake proofing is nothing but the original name of Poka-yoke was actually foolproof. Have you heard about foolproof? Just type yes in the chat box. Have you heard about foolproof? Foolproof कभी सुना है? Just give me yes or no. Okay, बहुत जगह पे हम लोग सुनते हैं, sir, this is a foolproof system. Yes, foolproof, correct? Now, what is the spelling of foolproof? Generally, we say that the spelling of foolproof is this, right? A foolproof system, correct? Right? But actual spelling of foolproof is not this. Actual spelling of foolproof is this. Okay, the original spelling is not F-U-L-L proof, but it is F-O-O-L proof. Okay, which means even fools also cannot make mistakes. Okay, so that was what you can say. It was insulting remark for a human being. So people then change from foolproof system to mistake proofing, and that's where the Poka-yoke come into picture. So the original thought process is people are bound to make mistake. Okay, in Mumbai, because I stay in Mumbai. In Mumbai, every year, thousands of people die while crossing the railway line. Okay, and the station masters and all the announcers, they announce, okay, the train is coming, kindly do not cross the railway line. But nobody listens to that, and they cross the railway line, and we see accidents almost every day. Right now, people will definitely make the mistakes when they are allowed to make the mistakes. Understand, it's very, very important. People will make the mistakes when they are allowed to make the mistake. If people are not allowed to make the mistakes, mistakes can be reduced, and this is the basic principle of Poka-yoke. Okay. So in Pokayoke system, basically we identify what is the root cause where people can make mistake or people can make some errors, okay, defects, and they eliminate that root cause by actually putting a system which can run without any mistake. Okay. For example, you would have seen while going inside the lift of your society or of your office, okay, while going inside or coming out, the door does not close. Why? Because there is a sensor which senses the human movement, okay, and that does not allow that door to close, and basically to avoid any accident for that matter, right? So this is what exactly is the objective of mistake proofing or Pokayoke. Can you just give me some examples of Pokayoke you have seen in your company or anywhere on airport or any public transportation systems, any Pokayoke system, or on your computer? Type in the chat box. Just give me one example each. 3-pin plug. Very good. Super. 3-pin plug. Component clamping. Very nice. Traffic signal. Okay. Very good. Yeah. और बताइए. Yeah. Door closing. Yes. Automatic door closing. Mobile seam. Yes. So you cannot put a seam in the reverse direction or something like that. Okay. The slot should be matching. Okay. Washing machine. Be a little specific in washing machine. What exactly is the Pokayoke you have seen? And nowadays the access, the authorized access, the QR code is also Pokayoke. Let's say you go to airport with a boarding pass has a QR code. If you scan the QR code, then only you can get the access. Okay. The child lock. Okay. Yes. Child lock is there. Coolant will not start when the machine door is open. Very good. Fire extinguisher in the office. Fire extinguisher. Okay. So, the automated fire extinguishers, which, let's say, the temperature rises, okay, or some fumes are basically are captured, then the fire extinguisher starts automatically, right? Fantastic. Super. So these are the techniques of Pokayoke. Nowadays, you have seen, if you go very close to a rotating equipment, okay, so there are some sensors. If the human being comes very close to rotating equipment, that equipment will stop. Okay. Yeah. Start button with two hands in the press machine. Fantastic. That's a very good Pokayoke. Okay. Start button with two hands. That means in the press machine, both hands have to basically start the machine. Then only that machine will start. Otherwise, let's say one hand is there in the machine, other hand starts the machine, then it can hit your hand and injury can happen. So to avoid that, both hand startup system is a very good Pokayoke. Okay. Yeah, motor RPM Pokayoke, laptop keyboard Pokayoke, reverse parking sensor of the car Pokayoke, safety curtains Pokayoke in the press machine. Fantastic. So there are so many Pokayokes we have seen around this. Okay. Super guys. So fantastic. Now, so these are some of the lean tools which are covered in your green belt curriculum. Okay. As we go in the black belt curriculum, there are other tools available as well. Apart from that, there is something called Scamper also. Okay, Scamper. Everybody knows Scamper. Just type yes in the chat box. Scamper सबको पता है? Correct? Scamper. Super. Let me just quickly touch upon Scamper. So Scamper is nothing but it is now we covered that in the yellow belt session as well. Okay. Let me just touch upon this Scamper part. Now, Scamper is a brainstorming. Now here, so we are, lean part is over. Now we are coming back to the Six Sigma part of finding out solution. Scamper is one of a very powerful tool. Okay. Which is a short form of substitute, combine, add up. Now we have the root causes. See, in the improve phase, what we do, we generate ideas and solutions, right? So we have the root causes in our hand, and with the help of Scamper, we find out the solutions. For example, S. So Scamper is a short form of substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other use, eliminate, and rearrange or reverse. Okay. So I always give this example of, let's say I drive. Okay. I drive a SUV car, and the fuel cost is very high. Fuel cost is very high. And I use petrol as my fuel. Okay. So can you give me some ideas? How do I reduce my fuel cost? Type in the chat box. What can I do? Type in the chat box. Very good. So I can substitute. So here, the first question is, what can be substituted? So can I substitute, first of all, the fuel itself? So yes, instead of petrol, I can either use CNG, which is more economical, or I can use electric vehicle instead. Correct? Everybody with me? So it's called substitute. Now, in Scamper, we are generating ideas. Actually, it is coming from design thinking. Okay, this is a tool which is coming from a very powerful methodology called design thinking. Okay. So Scamper is used from design thinking, right? Very good. So substitute. Then combine. What can I combine to reduce my fuel cost? So for example, I can do carpooling, where instead of traveling alone, I can combine travel of 2 or 3 people. That is called combine. Are you understanding? Yes? Adapt. What can I adapt? Okay. No, Scamper is a solution generation tool because we are in the improve phase. We are in the improve phase. We are generating ideas. So it is not a root cause analysis tool. Root causes are already identified and validated in the analyze phase itself. Now we are generating ideas on the validated root causes. Okay. So adapt meaning, how can I adapt? Let's say, can I adapt the public transport like metro rather than, in Delhi or in other cities like, let's say, Bangalore as well. Okay. Now in Mumbai also will join this. A lot of people are not using their private vehicles and, traveling by metros because that is more convenient. Correct? Yes. Then modify. What can be modified? Can any habit be modified here? So all these things, basically Scamper generates the ideas, and idea is let all the ideas flow through this. Do not block any ideas. It's a group activities. It basically gives us a direction of brainstorming. Okay. So Scamper is what you could say, guided brainstorming, I would say, in which we use this technique to generate lots of ideas which can basically be catered to. Okay. So this is called a Scamper exercise. This also can be clubbed with the brainstorming. Brainstorming mein kya hota hai? In the brainstorming, there are two types of brainstorming. One is called structured brainstorming. Other one is called unstructured brainstorming. Structured meaning, let's say everybody is sitting together. Okay, everybody, let's say, sitting together like this in a circular fashion. Okay. And all these are the team members sitting. So structure meaning we will go round robin like this, round table like this, one by one, and everybody have to give the ideas and solutions. Okay. This is called a structured way of doing this. Unstructured meaning when the brainstorming starts, whoever gets the idea first will raise the hand and they will, give their ideas. Okay. It's called unstructured, or they will write it on a sticky note and paste it on the board. Okay. This is where the structured and the unstructured brainstorming basically is formed. So Scamper is a guided brainstorming method where we are giving the trigger words to the people, and so that they can think in one direction. Okay, what can be substituted? What can be substituted? What can be combined so that this problem can be solved? Okay, and this is called Scamper analysis. Very, very powerful tool to generate ideas and solutions. Clear, everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Scamper is a very powerful tool which can generate a lot of ideas in a very short span of time. Very powerful. Okay, इसको use करिए. Okay, yellow belt project, green belt project, even Even in your daily routine brainstorming, idea generation, use Camper. Very, very powerful tool. Yes, Sabit tools. See, the biggest advantage of Lean Six Sigma tools. Okay. All these tools can be used isolately as well, individually as well. You can use Pareto individually, cause and effect individually, RCA individual, root cause analysis, Scamper आप कर सकते हो, hypothesis कर सकते हो, regression कर सकते हो. All these tools can be used individually as well. This is the best part of these Lean Six Sigma tools. Okay, super, very good. Now let me just, so once you generate a lot of ideas, there is one tool which comes to shortlist those ideas, and one of the tool is called as EB matrix. Everybody make a note of EB matrix. EB matrix meaning effort benefit matrix. Okay, EB meaning effort benefit matrix. Now what we have done is we have, let's say, generated a lot of ideas and solutions through those tools. Okay, now we have to, so every idea cannot be implemented, right? So we have to generate certain technique to shortlist those ideas. And EB matrix help us in shortlisting and prioritizing those ideas. So what is EB matrix? Effort benefit matrix. So how do we do that? So what we do here is, let me make it a very simple, so that, so the first ideas or solutions are listed. Okay. Then there is an effort, E for effort, and B for benefit. Okay. So we write what is the effort and what is the benefit to implement that ideas. Okay. Now, when I say effort, understand this, huh? When I say effort meaning, so let's say there is solution 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the ideas basically. Okay. Now, effort meaning how much efforts are required to implement that ideas. Effort can be in terms of time. Efforts can be in terms of resources. Effort can be in terms of money, approval from the top management. All these are efforts. Okay, some external party involvement in implementation are called efforts. Okay, for example, let's say if you want to give a awareness training program, let me ask you. Okay, just let's make it very simple. You have to tell me, is it a low effort or is it a high effort? Okay, L for low and H for high. Okay. Let's say giving awareness training program to your own team members. Is it a low effort or a high effort activity? Type in the chat box. Everybody. Is it a low effort or a high effort activity? Awareness training program to your team members. Awareness program. Maybe on-job training program. Low effort or high effort? Everybody. बहुत high effort है क्या? अच्छा, low effort. Okay, a lot of people are saying low effort. Some people are saying high effort. So majorly, internal training program will be considered as a low effort because you can do it yourself or somebody internally can do it. Okay. If there is some external party coming in, okay, where you have to arrange the full-fledged training program, etc., then it will be a high effort. Okay. Another example, automation of your complete process. Will it be a low effort or high effort? Automation of your complete process. It is high effort. Are you understanding now? Can you just make out this? Okay. Yes, high effort. Now the similar kind of benefit. Okay. Benefit to your project. This solution, what benefit this solution is bringing to your project is called benefit. So we are just making high or low. Very simple. Are you understanding? So some solutions will bring low effort and some solution will bring high impact. Okay. For example, awareness training program will bring low efforts and the low benefit as well, because people will again forget. You have to redo it again. Okay. Refreshment training program, you have to do it all over again. Okay. So efforts and benefits go hand in hand. Correct? So low efforts, low benefits. Some cases, low efforts, you will get high benefits as well. Some cases, high benefits, you will get high benefit, high efforts, you will get high benefits, and some cases high benefits, high efforts, you will get low benefits. So there are four different kinds of solutions you will find out. Okay. So here in the first column, you will list all the ideas or the solutions, and then you have to give whether low effort or high effort, and whether low benefit or high benefit. Once this is done, then there will be one simple quadrant graph you have to plot like this. 4 quadrants. Okay. In this 4 quadrants, so the x-axis is effort and the y-axis is benefit. Okay, so this is the benefit and this is the effort. Okay, so now listen to me very carefully. The first solution is low effort, low benefit. So this will fall in this category. Low effort, low benefit will fall in this category, and these solutions are called as just do it. This is a famous quote or the tagline of Nike, right? Just do it. Correct? Why? Because efforts are very low. Even the benefits are very low. Just do it. It will give some benefits as well. Okay. Then the second category is low effort and high benefit will fall in this quadrant, which is over here, called as must do it. Are you understanding? These solutions which are low effort and high benefits, these are the must do it solution. The third solutions are called as high effort and high benefits. These solutions are basically escalated to the management. Escalate to the management for approval. Okay, you can write down escalate for approval. For example, automation, that will fall into this third quadrant. And the fourth category solutions are high effort but low benefits. These are the solutions are basically eliminate. You have to eliminate them. Okay, remove them, eliminate them, discard them. Clear? So the first quadrant are just do it. Second quadrant are must do it. So what you do is you make the action plan for the first quadrant and the second quadrant, and you make the action plan if any of these solutions in the third quadrant, whichever get approval, you make action plan for them and you eliminate the fourth quadrant solutions. Are you clear? This is called effort benefit matrix or effort benefit analysis. This is to shortlist the solutions which you have to implement. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear hai everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. Super clear? समझ में आया? So every solution cannot be implemented. So we take certain solutions and we do this effort benefit analysis so that we can shortlist those solutions only which can be implemented. And we can eliminate those solutions which cannot be implemented. Clear? Fantastic. Super. Thank you very much. Okay. So once we identify those solutions, then once we shortlist those solutions which have to be implemented, then we make the action plan. Okay. Action plan. For example, in action plan, what are the main elements of action plan? The first one is solutions. Okay. So first one is solution, then activity. For what is activity and what is solution? Let's say solution is training to people. Okay, training, internal training to the people. So what this solution can be broken down into multiple activities. For example, activity meaning identify trainer can be one activity. Okay, identify trainer. Then finalize the content can be another activity. Then schedule the training program. Okay, so all these are activities basically. Okay, and then every activity has got one owner, okay, or accountable person. So who is accountable? So let's say identify trainer, let's say Vijay is accountable. Okay, content, Sanjay is accountable. Okay, so scheduling, maybe let's say Priya is accountable. So these are, you can give the accountability for that, and then target date. Target date is also given. So Vijay has to identify the trainer before, let's say, 10th of March. Okay. Then content has to be finalized before 15th of March. And then scheduling of this can happen in by 17th of March. And then the status also can be basically, what you can say, updated. Okay, what has happened to this? So for every solution, you have to break it down to activity, give the accountability, and set up the target date. And then your role as a project leader is to take the progress updates or the status updates from all these accountable people. All right. So this is how the solution action plan is made, and then you can roll out the solutions to get the desired results. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. And you can follow this system, in your daily work management as well. Okay, whatever you want to implement, break it down to activity level, set up the accountability, set up the target, and then you have to take the status updates regularly. Once this is done properly, then you'll never get yourself falling back on the target assigned to you. All right, this is a very, very powerful tool. Clear? Super, super. Now, so this is, once we make this, then we start full-fledged implementation. Okay, so now this is a very important thing. See, define, measure, analyze, and improve. Let's say, so define, measure, analyze, and improve. So at the end of the improve phase, we find this action plan, and then we start taking action, and that's what will start giving you results. Okay, so in this entire DMAX cycle, let's say the duration of the project is 3 months. You will start getting results after 2.5 months only, not before that. Have you realized this? Just type yes in the chat box. Let's say if the green belt project, what we generally say, generally requires 3 months duration. Okay. So define, measure, analyze, and improve. After improve only, we will start getting some results. Okay. So it is not like we start the project and we start getting results. Okay. So you have to make sure that all the stakeholders, including your top management, understand this. Okay. Do not expect the baby in the first month itself. It will take actual time. This much of time is required, not to compromise the quality of the project. Clear? So once this is done, then you start getting some results, and then we move to the control phase. Okay. So before we go to the control phase, I have and we'll take a quick break before we go for the control phase. And then I will explain about the exam point of view as well. I have a small presentation as well. Okay. Let me just quickly open that. All right. So all the people, lot of people are new in the system. So let me just do a special announcement here. Okay, special exciting announcement. So this is the announcement for you guys. Okay, now remember this. This is a very interesting announcement. Listen to me very, very carefully. Okay. Now today we are basically, this has been announced earlier as well. It was basically in action from 1st of March. Okay, this announcement, I'm announcing it right now again for you guys. Listen to me very carefully before we take the break. Okay, so the announcement is this. Everybody is aware of a special referral bonus scheme, yes or no? Special referral bonus scheme, everybody is aware of this. So instead of 31st of March, let me write down, it is up to 31st of March here. Okay, 25. Everybody's aware of this special referral bonus scheme. Okay. In this referral bonus scheme, if you're not aware of this, if you are referring to any of your colleagues, friends, family members before 31st of March, between 1st of March to 31st of March, okay, you are entitled to get 4,000 rupees cash back, which is 40% of the amount. Okay, because green belt, black belt is 10,000 rupees plus GST. That's what we are current offer is, right? If you enroll some of your members, some of your colleagues, you get 40% referral bonus, credited to your account within 3 days of the admission. उन्होंने एडमिशन लेने के बाद 3 दिन में आपको अमाउंट क्रेडिट हो जाता है. ओके, इफ यू रेफर somebody to the master black belt, which is 29,999, then you get 12,000 rupees cash back credited to your account. If you enroll somebody to certified OPEX consultant, which is, you can launch your business with this model. Okay, then you get 25,000 rupees cash back after one referral. Okay, and you can be just a green belt, black belt person. You can refer to this as well. Okay, but you have to be member first. You need not to be a OPEX consultant, certified OPEX consultant member to refer. Okay, so there is no bondage. There is no limitation on the number. Everybody is clear with this. Just type yes in the chat box. Everybody is clear? Just give me yes. Yahan tak sabko clear hai ye? So this has been extended till 31st of March 25. You can refer as many people as possible and you take 40% referral bonus. Okay, now the real deal is this. Okay, ye to ho gaya 50% deal. The real deal is this. Okay, before 31st of March 25, if you refer 4 people, now listen to me very carefully. Okay, you get 16,000 rupees because 4,000 each, correct? You get 16,000 rupees. And over and above, the moment you get 4 referrals, you get the automated upgrade to master black belt. So you get a cash back of 16,000 rupees and you get automatically upgraded to the master black belt without any extra payment. How many of you are mind blown with this? Just type MB in the chat box. Only 4 references. That's it. 4 people joining in the system and you get this benefit. Okay. Let me show you first. Okay. Let me give you a quick update on this. Okay. So there is one person who just joined in. Let me just, his name is Mr. Ranjit. Okay, look at this. Today is 6th of March. Can you see here? Today is 6th of March. Okay, this guy has earned 22,000 rupees referral bonus today. He joined on this Sunday. Okay, what was the date? 2nd of March. This Sunday he joined. Refer 6 people already and he's referring more people. He's already upgraded to the master black belt. Okay, and let me show you, there is not only one, there are multiple peoples who have done this before as well. Okay, let me just quickly give you that as well, how you also can be a part of this. Okay, so for example, look at this. Let me share. Yeah. So look at this. He's 16,000 rupees. Mr. Madhu Komanna already upgraded to the master black belt. Look at this. And some of them. So as they're, so you don't have to wait for all the 4 people. As you are, let's say referring one person, you are getting 4,000 rupees credited. Look at this. Sagar got 4,000 rupees credited. Jyoti got 4,000 rupees credited. Rajiv got 6,000 rupees. Now, 6,000 meaning before this, there was 20% referral bonus. So few people were old, old references bonus also got added. Okay. So this is 4,000 rupees credited. Yogesh got 4,000 rupees credited. Pintu got 4,000 rupees credited. Sanchari got 8,000 rupees credited. Look at this. Vinod got 4,000 rupees. Binu, Amardeep Singh Saini, Mamta got 4,000 rupees. So the list is big. So what you can do is, you also can. Now, what is the process of referring? Let me just quickly touch upon that as well, because that is very, very important. What is the process of referring as well? Let me quickly touch upon that. And then we will take a break. Okay. So what is the process of referring? The process of referring is very simple. You need to send the name of the referring people on this number. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, you have to refer 4 people. Let's take a call. Okay. Not everybody will join, but you have a probable list of people. Let's say you have 10 probable people, 10 probable people in your list. So give this list in advance. Just give the names. Don't give any contact number, any WhatsApp, any email ID, nothing. Just give the names. That's it. Okay. After you give the names, there are 2 options. One is you can take the direct admission. You can just ask this on this number, I want a direct admission link. So where you'll get the payment link as well as the details of the courses. Okay. You speak with them. Once they're convinced, they make the payment and you will, you get the bonus. Okay. Now, the second option is you can send them to our yellow belt sessions, okay, which are happening on the Sundays. Correct? So you can ask for the yellow belt link. You can send them to the Sunday. Okay. And then you can basically, what you can say, let them go to the yellow belt content, let them understand what is the offer, etc. And once they join in, you will get the referral bonuses. Clear, everybody? Okay. And so follow this process. If this process is not followed, then your referral bonus will not be credited. Very simple. Okay. Now, there are few cases, वो आते हैं 6 महीने बाद. Okay, sir, मेरा 6 महीने पहले मैंने एक रेफर किया था, मुझे अभी तक मिला नहीं. So when we ask the communication, there is no communication. Okay, ये मेरा दोस्त था. ऐसे नहीं. से आपको ना एडवांस में सिर्फ नाम बताना है. That's it. नाम बताओ, take the admission, and then you can claim for this. Okay, then you can just share the payment screenshot of that person. So this is a confirmation. So there is already a name given in advance, and there is a payment screenshot shared with you. And whatever support is required, our team will be ready to give. Clear? Yes? Yeah, Ravindra ji, you haven't received it, is it? Let me check with my team. Yes, you are also entitled to get this. Now don't worry. Now you can just add on your colleagues, because I think you have more colleagues as well, right? So you can add on this and upgrade yourself for the master black belt as well. Okay, this is for up to 31st of March. Okay, clear, everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Fantastic. Yes. Add them up as well. Clear hai? Super clear. Just give me yes. Sabko clear hai ye? Whatever we have. Very good. Okay, let's take a quick break, and then we will continue our session after this. Okay. So it is 8:35. We will be back at 8:45 sharp. Okay. Yes. Super. Chaliye. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. Okay, everybody's back. Just type back in the chat box. If you are back on your seat, just type back in the chat box. I am back. Super. All right, let me just... So the last part, which is very important part of this entire journey, it's called the control phase part, okay? All right. So, see, some of the people would have the doubt in their mind that, the referral bonus scheme, okay, what is the logic behind it? Okay, meanwhile, yeah, Ravindraji, your GPay number is required. Are you there in the room right now? Just send the GPay number to our team and we will just process that absolutely right now. हमारे टीम आपसे संपर्क कर रही है, आप मैसेज भेजिए, जीपे नंबर को कंफर्म करिए एंड अवर टीम विल डू द नीडफुल इमीडिएटली. आपको मैसेज मिला होगा, देखिए. ठीक है, सुपर. चलो, सो सी व्हाट हैपेंस इज फॉर मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, we spend lakhs of rupees on Facebook advertisement, Insta advertisement, and Google, etc. Okay, so this referral bonus scheme is nothing but the team came out with a fantastic idea that rather than so वो तो चलता ही रहेगा, okay, but rather than this, why can't we give this benefit which is anyways going outside of our country, right? The same benefit, why can't we give it to our own people, right? Because everybody has got references, right? And if you are getting advantage of getting Lean Six Sigma certified in a very affordable manner, okay, why can't we pass it on this advantage to our friends, colleagues, family members, and they also get a direction in their career and get a best deal out of it. So so that was a thought process behind this. So rather than paying these American companies, all these marketing budgets, big budgets, why can't we only ourselves, okay, run this and share this, okay? And this is absolutely whatever it is. There is no compulsion. If you feel like doing this, then you can, what you can say, try this out, okay? Yes, Ravindraji, I think it has been processed. Yes, fantastic. So team has processed it. Just confirm it from your end, okay? And congratulations. And we are looking forward for, what do you say, taking your company's company, these 5 managers you said earlier, right? So bring them on board. Maybe just you can put them on Sunday webinar, or you can take the direct admission, whichever is feeling like. Okay, chalo. So let's move on to the next part, which is called a control phase. Control phase is all about. So I will explain after I complete the control phase. No, then I will explain about the examination, etc. Okay, everything I will cover. Super. Chalo. So control phase is all about sustenance. Okay, sustenance. So here we are monitoring and controlling. What do we monitor and what do we control? So let's understand it. So control phase is a very important phase. Lot of people ignore the control phase. That is my observation. Lot of people ignore. Okay. Pankaj, there is no such target as such, but I have given the target of 60 days. You can complete green belt and black belt certification very easily. Okay, that is your target. Okay, there is no such target as such given by SNG or CSSC. Okay, but आपको कितने जल्दी करना है? 60 डेज का मैंने टारगेट दिया हुआ है कि आप 60 डेज में आराम से कंप्लीट कर सकते हो. ओके, ठीक है. Just consider 60 days as your target. All right. एक सेकंड. Super. So here, let's consider this diagram where this is our current process, let's say. Okay, then we do a project and we see some improvement. At this point in time, we see some improvement. Okay, now if the control phase is not properly done, properly implemented, then this entire effort can go in vain. So you have to decide whether you want to go to this direction upwards or you want to go down again to the square one. Okay, so control phase is very, very important phase into this. Now, in this, as I mentioned, there are 3 major levers, basically 3 major objectives we achieve. One is standardizing the new processes. We standardize the new processes. Secondly is, we monitor the why and we control the X's. Okay, standardizing the new processes, we monitor the why and controlling the X's. Okay, access of the material. See, for a very, very old people, we used to give access of the material for lifetime. But as we progress since last year, we have stopped that practice. So it will be 1 year you will get the access of the material. Minitab will be there with you. Okay, Minitab आपके साथ ही रहेगा. But access of the material will be for 1 year. Okay, ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. So उस हिसाब से आप अपना green belt, black belt and master black belt plan कर सकते हो. And 1 year is a very big time to complete this. Okay, ये आराम से 2 महीने में होने वाली चीज है. So 1 साल इस बहुत बड़ा टाइम है. Okay, चलो. So monitoring Y and controlling X is very, very important. Standardizing new processes, monitoring Y and controlling X. Okay, so what we do is we monitor the output variable and we control the input variable, right? So what does it mean? For example, let's say I always give this example of test of T. Let me just write in the white. So test of T is basically, which is a Y, which is function of lot of x1, x2, x3, x4, etc. Right? So test of T we have to monitor, which is monitor the Y and control X. Now, x1 is, let's say, quantity of sugar. Quantity of sugar. Then x2 can be quantity of, let's say, milk. Then x3 could be quantity of tea powder. Okay. X4 could be quantity of water. Now, what you need to do is you need to standardize everything. Once the sugar, what is the quality, what brand sugar we are using, and what should be the quantity of sugar that has to be frozen. Okay. So this is called a standardization. And then we need to monitor them, and any deviation, we need to immediately take the action. So this is the main objective of control phase, and constantly monitor the test, constantly monitor. There are various tools we are going to learn. Control chart is one of the tool. Okay, we are going to go deeper into control charts now. So you monitor the test and you control all these X1, X2, X3, X4. Clear? And how do we do that? There is a control plan. Let me show you a control plan. There is a control plan, the process control plan, which looks like this. Okay, this is a control plan. Let me just give you a quick update about it. Now, in the control plan, what we do is we first list down all the process steps. And from where we'll get this? We will get all the process steps from SIPOC. You remember SIPOC, right? Day one, we have done the SIPOC analysis. So whatever process steps are there, so we list down all the process steps. After that, the next column is metrics. Which metric? Is it the Y metric? Let's say the test, if you want to monitor, it will be the Y, which is the output. If you are monitoring the sugar, it will be X1. If you are monitoring the milk, etc., it will be X2, etc. Okay. Unit of measurement. The test will be, your unit of measurement will be rating. Okay. Sugar will be in grams. Okay. The milk will be in milliliters, etc. So what is the unit of measurement for each and every factor that you have to write down? Who will record? So who is the responsible person for recording? Let's say rating. Let's say Vijay will be responsible. Ajay will be responsible for this. Okay. Sanjay will be responsible for this. So you have to define who is responsible to record all these things. Okay. How often they will have to record? What is the frequency of recording? So maybe this is daily. Okay. Maybe this is every shift wise, per shift. Okay. So this is how you have to define the frequency. And then the type of control chart. Now, what does it mean? This is type of control chart basically. So I'm going to cover what are the different types of control chart we have. Okay. So in this, I will cover that. Like for example, if you remember in the stability, normality and capability in the measure phase, we studied I chart, or which is called as individual control chart. Do you remember that? Just give me yes in the chat box. Remember this, the chart which was looking like this, correct? We studied that. This was the I chart. Similar to I chart, there are other control charts as well. There is X bar R chart, X bar S chart, P chart, U chart, C chart. Okay, all these are charts are there, which I will cover now. Okay. Now, you have to write down what to respond. That means, let's say, for example, the rating, the test of the T, if it goes below 8 out of 10, we have to immediate response. So you have to write down here what to respond, meaning if the test goes below 8 out of 10, this is the point to respond. Are you understanding? So here we have to define what is the point of response here. Then who will respond? Then the manager will respond. If the test, goes down, the project manager will respond immediately. What they will do? They will, let's say, call for a meeting to assess the situation, to collect the data, to take the proper, action plan. And then what is the outcome of that meeting can be written in the comments. Are you understanding? So this is called as a process control plan. Once you improve the process, you have to standardize that process. You have to monitor that process and you have to control that process through this process control plan. Are you clear with this? And this will follow all these X's and the Y's. Just type yes in the chat box if you are clear. For each and every line item, you have to complete this activity and you have to rigorously follow this. Just give me yes if you are clear with this so that I can move to the control chart part of it, which is most important part in control phase. Clear? Very good. Very good. Super, super guys. Amazing. You guys are awesome as always. So let me go to a whiteboard first to just let me cover this control chart, the types of control chart quickly. Super. Now, yesterday we discussed about I chart. Okay. Now, when we have continuous data, Just draw this graph along with me. When we have continuous data, you have I chart, you have X bar R chart, and you have X bar S chart. What is that? I will explain you. Okay. हम लोग practically करके देखेंगे. And when you have discrete data, the count data basically, then just make a table like this. जो मैं टेबल बना रहा हूं ना, इस प्रकार से आप एक टेबल बनाइए. I'll just give you the details of the table. Just make a table like this. All right. So this will be very easy for you to remember. Okay. Now, so write defect and defective. I will explain you first. Just draw this table and then I will explain you everything. Okay. Constant sample size and variable sample size. This is the criteria in the discrete control charts. Now I'm talking about control charts here. Okay, let me write down here. So I'm talking about the control charts. Okay, which was originally discovered by Walter Shewhart. So it is called as Shewhart control charts. Okay. So C chart, U chart, NP chart, and P chart. Just write this down. Take this table, or you can take the screenshot of this. So continuous data, we have I chart, X bar, R chart, X bar, S chart. When it comes to discrete data, we have 4 types of chart: C chart, U chart, NP chart, and P chart. Once you are done, just type done in the chat box. Done, everybody? Super. Chalo. So let me just give you some एक कंट्रोल चार्ट में देता हूं, आप डाउनलोड करिए. All right. First, let me explain you what is this control chart. And I've just given you one first file. First, we will do the continuous control chart and then we'll do the discrete control charts. Okay. First, let me explain you what are these control charts all about. Okay. Just quickly. Now, understand this. First, let's talk about continuous data. Okay. Now, if you are taking, understand this, huh? If you have a continuous data meaning height, weight, length, temperature, pressure. If you are monitoring that and you are taking individual readings one by one, okay, that's where you have to use I chart. That's where I chart will be used. Understand this. When you're individual taking reading, for example, chocolates. Take the example of chocolates. Okay. If you're taking one chocolate to test, only one chocolate, one each. Okay. Let's say 10 minutes में एक chocolate उठाया. Another 10 minutes, you have taken up one chocolate. Another 10 minutes, you have taken one chocolate. Okay. That's where you can go for I chart, individual chart. If you are taking, instead of one chocolate, if you are taking more than one, let's say you're taking 5 chocolates or 8 chocolates to take the samples. This is called as subgroup sample. What is that? Subgroup sample. You're taking a group of sample. In that case, if it is less than 10, you go for X bar R. If it is more than 10, you go for X bar S. I repeat again. Let's take a simple case of chocolate. Weight is a constant, continuous data. So if you're taking one chocolate at a time for testing, that is the individual control chart, eye chart. If you are taking group of chocolates, let's say you are taking 8 chocolates at a time, you go for X bar R chart. And if you're taking 10 chocolates, 12 chocolates, 15 chocolates at a time, you go for X bar S chart. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Are you clear with these 3 charts? We will do a practical case so that you will understand this. Clear hai ye? Yeah, I repeat again. Listen to me very carefully. Okay. When you have continuous data, yesterday we have seen continuous discrete data differentiation. Not yesterday, this day one only we have seen that. Okay. So in the case of continuous data, let's say chocolate weight is the continuous data, correct? If we are taking, let's say, imagine there is a chocolate conveyor going on and you are a quality person and you want to check the weight of the chocolate. So you take one chocolate to testing, you go back to the lab, you test the chocolate, and accordingly you define that, okay, this is okay chocolate. It is called individual sampling. So this is called as individual chart. So eye chart will be plotted, which we have seen yesterday. Okay. Now, if you are taking a group of chocolates together, if the group of chocolates are, let's say, less than 10 chocolates, you go for X bar R chart. What is X bar? X bar is nothing but the mean average. X bar is average. Everybody knows this. R stands for the range. So actually there are 2 charts. हम लोग plot करेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा ये. You will understand this. Okay. And if you are taking more than 10 samples, we'll go for X bar S chart, where X bar is a mean and S is nothing but standard deviation. Okay. So we will do this. So I have just, and let me explain you discrete chart as well. Now, whenever we have the discrete data, what you can say, the count data. Okay. How many accept, how many reject, how many pass, how many fail, that kind of data. So we have got 4 types of charts here. Okay. So let me explain you defect and defective. Let me explain first defect and defective. Let's say, for example, in your company, let's say I'm making shirts. Okay, iska example मैंने पहले भी दिया था. If I'm making shirts and in the shirts, there could be multiple defect. Understand this? So like the stain on the, on the shirt, or the button is missing, or the stitching problem. All these are multiple defects in the product. Okay. Now, if you are taking the number of defects, if you're counting the number of defects, so you have to make C chart and a U chart. If you are having the defect data, then you have to use C chart and the U chart. If you are having defective data, that means instead of number of defects you are counting, you are just counting the defective shirts. Out of 100 shirts, 95 are okay, 5 defective. So in that case, if you are having the defective data, then you can go for NP chart and a P chart. Okay. So if you are taking defect data, go for C and U. If you are taking defective data, go for NP and P. Okay. Now, there are 2 versions as well. One is constant sample size. Constant sample meaning no matter what, you will take 10 samples every shift or every hour. That is called constant sample size or constant lot size. Clear? There is another way which is called variable sample size. For example, it depends on how many processes how many products you are processing. Let's say if you are processing 100 products, you will take 10. If you are, let's say, processing 150 products, you will process 15 for a sample. This is called variable sample size that varies according to your production. That is called variable sample size. Are you clear? So whichever chart is falling into place, that you have to select. Are you clear with the discrete chart? Just type yes in the chat box. Just take a screenshot and we will do this practical that will give you more clarity. Are you clear? Super clear with this? Yeah, what have you not understood? Let me know. What is not understood, please let me know. Defect and defective understood नहीं हुआ या फिर sample size understood नहीं हुआ? There are only 2 things. One is defect and defective में understanding नहीं है या फिर sample size में understanding नहीं है. Okay, sample size. Now constant sample size. Let's say I'm making shirts. Okay. Okay, let me explain defect, defective and constant size. Let me cover on sample size. Okay. Let's say I'm making 100 shirts every shift. Okay. Now, constant sample size meaning, let's say I'm making shirts का quantity कुछ fix नहीं है, but sample size का quantity is fixed है. Understand this? Production का quantity fix नहीं है. It will vary. Okay. Someday I will make 100 shirts. Someday I will make 80 shirts. Someday I will make 150 shirts. Okay. So constant sample size meaning as a quality person, I will only check 5 shirts. No matter what, आप 50 बनाओ, 150 बनाओ, 200 बनाओ, I will only check 5 shirts. That is my SOP. Are you clear? That is called constant sample size. Are you clear with this constant sample size? No matter what happens to the process, I will only take 5 samples. That's it. Constant sample size. It will not vary. Clear? Are you clear with this? Just give me yes. Everybody. Clear with this? Give me yes, 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 yes. Quickly, quickly. It does not matter what is happening. I will only take 5 samples. That is constant sample. Now, what is variable sample size? If you produce 100, okay, I will take, let's say 10%. That means if you take 100 product, you produce 100, if you produce 100 shirts, I will take 10 shirts out of it. If you produce 150 shirts, I will take 15 shirts out of it. So the sample size keep on varying according to a lot of factors, or there is no defined sample size as such. In that case, we will go for the second one, variable sample size. Clear hai everybody? Sample size ka clear ho gaya? Constant meaning constant, no matter what, you will take only this much or this many samples. Variable meaning it will keep on varying. Okay. Now coming back to defect and defective. डिफेक्ट एंड डिफेक्टिव. सो क्वेश्चन पूछने के बाद मुझे कंफर्मेशन भी दीजिएगा सो दैट मुझे पता चलेगा कि आपको समझ में आ गया ये. इफ नो, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन. क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? क्लियर है? फंटास्टिक, वेरी गुड. सो कमिंग बैक टू डिफेक्ट एंड डिफेक्टिव. ओके, डिफेक्ट मीनिंग शर्ट्स का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. इन वन प्रोडक्ट, ओके, there could be multiple defects. Yes or no? Yes or no? In one product, there could be multiple defects. Let's say in the laptop, there could be multiple defects. There could be a keyboard defect. There could be a battery defect. There could be a screen defect. There could be a mouse defect. So in the laptop, there could be multiple defects. If you are declaring this laptop as a defective product, so that will fall into this category called defective. Okay. If your data is about you are collecting the data of defective products, then you have to follow NP and P chart. If you are actually counting the number of defects, okay, then you have to basically follow C and U chart. So it depends on what data collection system you are having. Are you having a defective data collection system, or are you having a defect data collection system? That will define that. Clear now? Just type yes in the chat box. Very good. Now let's open the Minitab file which I've given. The same file which we have used for the eye chart. Okay, the same file we are using here. Okay, once you open this, let me know in the chat box. Open karo file ko. Same chocolate weight and sample size का file है. इसको open करते हैं. Okay. Eye chart. Now let's try to understand this. So this is the chocolate weight. Okay. Now here you can see the sample column. Just try to understand this. Don't have the chart in Minitab. Which chart in Minitab? Okay, let me just share this file once again. एक मिनट, मैं फाइल आपको फिर से शेयर करता हूं. You can see in the chat. चैट में आपको एक फाइल मिलेगा. Just click on that. You will file this file. Okay. हाँ. Okay, so this is the file. Open this file. Now the eye chart we have done yesterday. So what did we do? मैं eye chart तब तक कर लेता हूं जो हम लोगों ने पहले किया है. Stat, control chart, individual variable chart for individual. ये हम लोगों ने किया था कल. Correct? So we selected this, selected chocolate weight and say okay. And this was the eye chart. Remember that? Everybody remember this eye chart? individual chart. It's a basic control chart. Okay. I hope everybody remembers. Yeah, eye chart का क्या process है? This means go to the data, go to stat, control chart, variable chart for individual, individual. यह है उसका process. Stat, control chart, variable charts for individual, individual. All right. Once we select, so yesterday हम लोग ने देखा था, इसलिए मैंने फास्ट कर रहा हूं मैं. Select this, chocolate weight को डालिए, say okay, and you will find this control chart called eye chart. Okay. Now let's check out this sample. So यहाँ पे उन्होंने एक टाइम में 10 सैंपल लिए. Understand this? Okay. So in the first sample they have taken 10 chocolates. This is called a subgroup. A group of samples they have taken. The group of chocolates they have taken. Okay. In the second sample also they have taken the 10 chocolates. Third sample also they have taken the 10 chocolates, etc. Okay. So they have taken 120 total chocolates, so that every 12 samples and every sample has got 10 chocolates. Okay. Now let's go for the second chart, which is X bar R chart. In this chart, what we do here is, first is X bar. What is X bar? Is the mean. So they will take the first sample, let's say for example this one. So this is the first sample, and they will check the average of this, and let's call it at X bar, X1 bar. Okay. Then they will take the second sample. Focus here, guys. Focus here. Then they will take the second sample. Uska average software nikalega. This will be X2 bar. Okay. Then it will take the third sample. Are you clear? And it will take X3 bar. Right? And the second one is called R. R meaning the range. X bar is the mean and R is nothing but a range. So this is actually, we are plotting two charts here. First is the X bar chart. This is the X bar chart. And later we are plotting something called a range chart. What is range chart? Now out of this, what is range? Maximum minus minimum. Remember this? In the basic statistics, we cover that. What is the range? Maximum value minus the minimum value. Okay. So what they will cover is, let's say this is the first 10 chocolates. What is the maximum value over here? Let's say 43.1, right? So this is the maximum value. Let's say, for example, this is the maximum value. What is the minimum value? I think this is 39.6. Correct? This is the minimum value. So 43.1 minus 39.6 becomes, how much it is? It is, I think, 3.5, is it? Yeah. So it is 3.5. So 3.5 grams will be our range 1. Maximum value minus the minimum value. Okay. Then the range 2, the second group ka range, maximum minus minimum. Then the third group ka range, maximum minus minimum, and so on and so forth. Clear? Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Funda clear hai? So it will calculate the X bar, the average, and it will calculate the range of each and every sample separately, and it will be plotted. Okay, let's plot this. Let's go to stat, control charts, variable chart for subgroup. Look at this. Variable chart for subgroup X bar R. X bar R. Everybody follow this? Stat, control chart. So all the control charts you will find in the control chart column itself. Okay. Variable chart for subgroup. Subgroup meaning the group of samples you are taking, subgroup. Okay. Then X bar R. Just click on that. Here you have to select chocolate weight, and subgroup size you have to select sample. That's it. Okay. Chocolate weight ko yahan select karo और sample ko subgroup size में select karo and say okay. And you get this graph. Everybody got this graph? Just type yes in the chat box. Once you got this graph, just give me yes. Clear? Very good. So here you can see the first data point This is X bar. So this chart is X bar chart and this chart is R chart. Okay. So this one X1 bar, this one is X2 bar, this one is X3 bar, this one is X4 bar, and so on and so forth. Correct? If subgroup is 7, then go for X bar R chart. Anything less than 10, go for X bar R chart. Anything less, equal to or greater than 10, go for X bar S chart. Okay? Clear? So you can decide like that. Very good. Now understand this. So everybody clear about this X bar chart? Now here they have written X double bar. What could be the reason of X double bar, X bar bar? What could be the reason? Type in the chat box. Why it is X double bar? Exactly. It is average of averages. Because every data point here itself is an average of 10 chocolates, right? This is the average of 10 chocolate. This is the average of 10 chocolate weight. This is the average of 10 chocolate weight. And this is average of averages. That's why it is called X double bar. Clear? Okay. And same goes with R. This is the range 1. This is range 2, range 3, range 4, range 5, etc. Okay. So this is called as R bar. What we need to do is just need to check whether any data is going beyond control limit or not. In this case, there is no data going beyond control limit. So the process is in control. Are you clear? The process is stable. We can say that. And this is called X bar R chart. If you are taking a subgroup, you can use this chart. Clear hai everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Super clear with this? The same you can find out. Yeah, how to set the control limits. There are formulas to set the control limits here. Okay. Software calculates the control limits. Now there's a slight change in the control limits in this. I chart mein kaisa tha? X bar plus 3 standard deviation and X bar minus 2 standard deviation, right? Here there are some different formulas. Accordingly, we can select that. Okay. So we have taken this session. Of course, this is not covered in the green belt level, but in the black belt level, we can cover this. Okay. How to calculate a control limits separately as well. उसके लिए एक सेपरेट सेशंस भी लिया गया था कंट्रोल लिमिट्स में और आपके ब्लैक बेल्ट के करिकुलम में वो सेशन भी है एडेड. ओके. Now let's go to X bar S chart. Okay, with the same case, you can find out X bar S. In the X bar S chart, X bar will remain exactly same. Instead of R range, the software will calculate a standard deviation of that subgroup. Okay, that's the only difference. Let's calculate this. Go to stat, control chart, variable chart for subgroup, X bar S. Okay, I repeat again. Control chart, variable chart for subgroup, X bar S. Okay, X bar R ke niche X bar S hai. Okay, same thing, just have to select chocolate weight and subgroup size and say okay. And your X bar S chart is done. Okay, let me just put both the charts besides each other. So on my left, you have X bar R chart. On my right, you have X bar S chart. There is no much difference. See, X bar chart is exactly same. X bar chart is exactly same. But the R chart, which is converted into S chart, which is instead of range, now software has calculated standard deviation. Okay. So whenever the data is more than 10, standard deviation is a stable metric to check the variation. Okay. That's why we go for X bar S chart. Clear? X bar R, X bar S clear hai? Just type yes in the chat box. You can do this. Super clear, everybody? Amazing. Superb, superb. Chalo. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the discrete control charts. मैं एक आपको control chart दे रहा हूं. Just open this file. Okay, let's go for the P chart. Okay. Yeah. So any data point going beyond control limit, then the process is not stable. So you have to investigate what is wrong in the process and you have to take the corrective preventive action on that process. Okay. Super. So let me just quickly open the P chart. Okay, I've given you the file. Just open this. Once you have opened the file, let me know in the chat box. So P chart is used when you have defective data and variable lot size. See, initially it will find a little difficult to remember and understand this. Okay. Yeah, even 1 point, even 1 point is outside of the control limit. That makes the process unstable. एक भी point outside गया ना, that makes the process unstable. So you can investigate that point. If that point is having a real special cause variation and you have taken some corrective measure, okay, then you can eliminate that point again. For example, ऑफिस अराइवल टाइम, ओके, तो आपका एक दिन का एक कार ब्रेकडाउन का टाइम है और यू हैव ऑलरेडी टेकन केयर ऑफ इट, सो यू कैन रिमूव द डेटा पॉइंट फ्रॉम द डेटा, okay, and do this analysis again. Process should be stable, then only you can go for the even process capability and further analysis. Okay, now opened P chart, open kiya aapne. So let's understand the P chart data. When do we use P chart? There are two conditions. When we have defective data, and we have variable sample size. Variable sample size. So look at this. Here in this case, there is the data of defective. In this case, there are students pass or fail. Okay. So out of 50 students, 0 failed. Out of 50 students, again, 0 failed. In the six. So there are various batches of students. So there is a batch of 60 students, 1 student failed. Again 60 student, 1 student failed. Out of 70, 0. 80 में 1 इस प्रकार. So variable sample size is there, and we have the failed student data. Okay, so that's where we will use the P chart. So how do we use P chart? We'll go for the same stat control chart. Now we will go for attribute charts. Okay, attribute chart meaning the discrete chart. Okay, so attribute charts में हम लोग P chart को use करेंगे. Clear? So now in the variable, everybody follow this. Go to stat, control charts, attribute chart, and P chart. Okay. Select P chart. In the variable, you have to select pass and fail because there is a defective data is put in pass and fail column. And subgroup size में आपको sample size को select करना है. Just select sample size because the sample size is varying. So accordingly, the P chart has to be calculated. Okay. And say okay. Wow. This is something very interesting. You got this, everybody? Now, in this P chart, because the sample size is varying, we have to calculate. The software calculates the control limit separately for every data point. Okay, because the reason being, let's say, for example, understand this. 1 failed out of 50 and 1 failed out of 80, the proportion is different, yes or no? Because the proportion is different, that's why every data point, the control limits are calculated separately. Why the lower control limit is at 0? Because we will never have the proportion going below 0. Okay. At the most, we can have the decimal 0.00023, but you can never go negative, right? That's why the control limits at the lower control limit at stopping at 0. Clear? But the funda is very simple. Any data point going beyond control limit is the special cause variation. That's it. Clear, everybody got it? P chart. So P chart is used when we have the variable control size and we are getting the defective data. If you are capturing defective data, go for P chart. Just give me yes as a confirmation here. Yeah, UCL is shown now. UCL is 0. UCL is this. UCL is upper control limit, na? Which is 0.0047. And LCL is 0. Lower control limit is 0. Why upper control limit is varying? Because various, what you can say, proportion data is there. That's why it is calculating the control limit separately for each and every data point. That's why I say step by step dikhai de raha hai wo. Step, like this. Okay? Clear? Super. Let me share with you another file, which is, let's say, go for U chart. Okay, U chart का file मैं आपको दे रहा हूं. Open this file, U chart. Let me also open the file of U chart. Once you opened it, let me know in the chat box. Now, when do we use U chart? When you have the defect data and the variable lot size. Okay. So variable lot size hai, and instead of defective, you have the defect data. Opened. File opened hai. It's called U chart. Okay, let me also open the file, share the screen. So just meanwhile, as you are opening the file, just try to understand the data. Okay. So this is a big hotel. Okay. And the quality manager of the hotel is inspecting the rooms every day. Okay. So in the rooms, so when do we use the U chart? Basically, U chart kab use karte hum log? When we have variable sample size, and we are capturing defects and not the defective. We are capturing defects. Okay. Now, here, the sample size, the day one, the quality manager inspected 14 rooms, out of which he has found 16 defect. A defect meaning, okay, the cleaning is not done properly, or the bed is not done properly, the washroom is not clean. So all these things are defect. Okay. So second day he has done 8 rooms and 16 defects. Third day, 12 rooms, 10 defects. So lot size, the variable sample size is not constant. It's variable. Sample size is variable. Every day is not fixed. So let's say every day he is, let's say, inspecting 10 rooms. Then that would have been a fixed sample size. Clear? So we are using the U chart in this case. So let's go for the U chart right now. Go to stat, control charts, attribute chart, and U chart. Select U chart. Just below the P chart, you will find out. नीचे आपको U chart मिल जाएगा. Okay. The same thing. Just in the variable column, you have to select the defects because we are capturing the defects here. And the subgroup size, you are capturing the rooms inspected. Rooms is the number of subgroup. Okay. The group hai room, subgroup. And then say okay. Wow. Look at this. So you have got these control limits which are set differently. Now you will find out this process is not stable. You can see here 1 dot, 2 dot, and 3 dots which are going beyond control limits. Just a second. Okay. So whenever any data which is going beyond control limit, the process is not stable. Okay. Mila aapko control chart, ye U chart mila sabko? Just give me yes in the chat box, everybody. Everybody got a U chart? Super. Super. Let me just share another control chart with you, which is C chart. Okay. अभी हम लोग C chart को देखेंगे. Let's go to C chart. Open this file of C chart. I'm just giving you in the chat. Let me also open this file of C chart. So when do we use C chart? When we have constant sample size and we are capturing the defect data. Okay. Constant sample size and the defect data. That's where we use C chart. Okay. So let me just share my screen. Once you have opened the file, let me know in the chat box that file opened. Okay. So meanwhile, as you are opening the file, just try to understand this control chart. When do we use C chart? When we have constant sample size and we have defect data. Okay. So example, let's say a teacher is correcting the question paper. Okay. Now let's say question paper has got 50 questions. So everybody will have the same constant sample size. So 50 question is a constant sample size. Out of 50 question, how many errors, how many wrong answers they have given? That is called error. That is called defect. Correct? It is not pass and fail. Pass and fail is a defective data. Are you understanding this? How many wrong questions? It is a defect data, and pass and fail is a defective data. Are you understanding? Just like yes in the chat box. ये समझ में आया? Out of 50 questions, how many wrong answers? It is a defect data. One question paper is a unit. Okay. So instead of this, if you collect how many students were there and how many students failed, that is called a defective data. Clear? So that differentiation you should understand. So let's find out this. Go to C chart. How do you go to C charts? Stat, control charts, attribute chart, and C chart, which is at the bottom. You'll find at the bottom C chart. Okay. Select that. Now select errors only. That's it. Errors ko select karo variables mein and say okay. And you will find the C chart is completed. Now, here again, the process is unstable because there are 3 data points which are going beyond control limits. So process is not stable in this case. So stability test failed. Clear everybody? मिला सबको C chart? Just give me yes. Confirmation दे दीजिए. Super. Now let me share the last one. It's called NP chart. NP chart भी कर लेते हैं. Before I explain you about the exam, etc. Okay. Chalo. So let me open up NP chart as well. Before that, let me clear this. And NP chart को use करते हैं. Okay, just download this last NP chart. Now, when do we use NP chart? When we have constant sample size and we have defective data. Defective data and constant sample size. Okay. So NP chart है. Open करो NP chart को. So what is the data here? So how many samples you have? Okay. So there are 50 samples. You can see here the constant sample size, and out of 50, how many rejected? The count is rejected. Okay. So that's where we use NP chart. NP chart. Go to stat, control chart, attribute chart, and NP chart. You can just select this. Variable में count को select करना है. Subgroup में sampled को select करना है. Okay. Count को variable में and subgroup को sampled में. And say okay. And you will find this graph, which is fairly stable graph. There is no data point going beyond the control limit. Okay, so this is actually how the control charts are made. So we have seen 7 different types of control charts. So according to the requirement, you can use and select that much of that control chart actually. Okay, clear everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Super clear hai? Okay. So that's it about about the green belt curriculum, a fast track revision. Okay. Now let's talk about how do we give the examination. First, who should give the examination? Okay. The people, let me repeat this. The people who have gone through this entire curriculum of green belt have gone through the hackathon, they should go for the examination. Okay. Now tell me, how many of you have gone through the green belt curriculum? And how many of you have gone through the hackathon and ready for the examination? Just type me in the chat box. Rest of the people, take your time, go through this content first. Okay. You can give exam later as well. You can give exam individually as well. Okay? No worries about exam. Let me explain you how the exam is conducted. Exam will be conducted completely online. Okay, we will share you the examination form, the link, etc. It will be MCQ type, multiple choice questions will be there. For the green belt level, there will be 50 MCQs and the duration will be 1 hour. Okay. And the 70% is the minimum passing criteria, which is standard across all the CSSC course curriculums. Okay. Now there are two options. What you need to do is the people who are ready. Okay. Yeah. Sample question paper is available in your curriculum itself. Okay. Let me show you that. Let me show you if I have this. Okay. Let me just quickly open our green belt curriculum. Okay. So, no, you can do, you see, you can give multiple attempts as well. Okay. It's not like only one attempt is there. Okay. So in the green belt curriculum, you can, after this control phase, no? After improve phase, control phase. Okay. There is a hackathon recording also given. If you're not able to attend the live hackathon, you can check the recording. Okay. Then this is a sample questionnaire. Can you see here? Green belt sample questionnaire. Just go through this questionnaire. Okay. The answers also given below. So you can cross verify your answers as well. All right. And once you're fully prepared and ready, then you can go for the examination. Clear? Okay. Kishorji, have you got the login ID password? Yes. Okay. Once you log into your learning management system, no, in your my courses, okay, in the my courses section, find the course 1, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt certification. This course you need to access. That's it. This is your complete slide deck. And everywhere you will find the downloadable document. For example, let's say this is Introduction to Lean Six Sigma. Okay. So whatever is explained in this, there is a downloadable document over here. You can see here. See, whenever you will find the downloadable arrow over here, okay, arrow like this, okay, this one. This is the downloading sign. So you can click on that and download that PDF document. Okay, just check out. So every section you will find the downloadable content. All right, super. Now coming back to the examination. Now what you need to do, guys, is the people who are ready for the examination, whoever is ready right now, there are a few people who are ready. So you need to send the message on this WhatsApp number. Okay. On this WhatsApp number, and just tell them that you are ready for the examination and our team will do this, what you can say, the next part. All right. So, yeah, see, if let's say if you're not able to make 70%, by the way, this is the open book test. Okay. Let me write that as well. It's an open book test. So you can refer your notes. Hope you have taken the notes. Okay. So it's an open book test. You can, within 1 hour, it will actually has to be submitted. Otherwise, it will get auto submitted. Okay. So make sure once you open the test, you should complete it within 1 hour. And that is the criteria. Okay, na? If you fail the test, you will have to attempt the re-examination and we will take care of it. You don't have to pay anything extra. Nothing of that sort is required. And you can give multiple attempts. There is no limit on the attempts. But I've seen only one person giving 3 attempts. That's it. Majority of the people clear in 1 attempt. Some of them go for the second attempt. Okay. Only one person I've came across who gave 3 attempts and cleared the exam. Okay. हाँ, आप whenever you are ready, you can give the exam. Right now it is almost 10 o'clock, very close to 10 o'clock. You must be very much tired throughout the day. Okay, you're working. So I would highly recommend that give the examination when you are completely free, completely charged. Okay. या ग्रीन बेल्ट एंड ब्लैक बेल्ट के लिए कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट की जरूरत नहीं है, मास्टर ब्लैक बेल्ट के लिए होती है. दैट वी विल एक्सप्लेन लेटर. ठीक है, क्लियर? सो द पीपल हु आर रेडी फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, just send a WhatsApp message on the mentors WhatsApp number, and our mentors, only the people who have gone through the course content and ready for the examination should give. Okay, otherwise take your time, wait for some time, prepare yourself and then give the examination. ठीक है? हाँ जी, ये नंबर पे आपको एग्जाम के लिए मैसेज डालना है कि आई एम रेडी फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, प्लीज अरेंज द एग्जामिनेशन. ओके. Yeah, Amarjit ji, if you have not received the yellow belt certificate, just check your inbox and spam folder. Okay, and the info@odvco.com. This is the email ID. इससे आपको ईमेल आया होगा. अगर नहीं आया है, ओके, इनबॉक्स भी चेक करिए एंड स्पैम भी चेक करिए. दोनों में नहीं आया है तो व्हाट्सएप मैसेज डाल दीजिए and you will get the certificate. Okay, when did you give the exam of yellow belt? On 2nd of March. On 2nd, generally it takes 5 to 6 days, but we fast track the certificate process. If you have given on 2nd of March, yeah, so I think just check inbox and spam folder. आपको मिल जाएगा. अगर नहीं है, मैसेज डाल दीजिए व्हाट्सएप पे. Our team will make sure that you receive this. Okay. हाँ, so Pankaj ji, let's say for example, if you want to give exam on Sunday, आप वैसा मैसेज डालिए तो हम लोग आपको संडे को लिंक देंगे. क्लियर है? इफ यू आर सेंडिंग द मैसेज दैट आई वांट टू गिव एग्जाम ऑन सैटरडे, तो हम लोग आपको सैटरडे को लिंक भेजेंगे. ऐसा है. ठीक है. इफ यू वांट टू गिव एग्जाम राइट नाउ, इफ यू हैव दैट एनर्जी लेफ्ट एंड यू आर रेडी, देन यू कैन गिव एग्जाम राइट नाउ. हम लोग अभी दे देंगे आपको लिंक. ठीक है, कुछ ही टाइम में लिंक दे देंगे, 10-15 मिनट्स में. डन? Everybody clear? Superb. So I wish you all the best, the people who are going for the examination right now. All right. So give your examination properly. Read the question carefully before you give the answer. Commit the answer. Okay. And that's it. All the very best. That's it from my side on this Green Belt Hackathon. Thank you very much for joining in. Looking forward for all of you in the black belt, the next level. Okay, very soon. Thanks for joining in. All the very best. Keep learning, keep growing. This is Dinesh Patil signing off. All the people who are attempting the exam, please set the message right now. Okay?